Hello friends and family of YouTube, Dave and Purdy here. Boy, if you like wind noise and traffic noise, do we have the video for you. Wind's blowing about 20 miles an hour here today. We can't do anything about it. We don't have any special microphones and fancy cameras and stuff, so it's just something we got to live with today. But we got some interesting stuff for you, so hang in there. Well, as you can see, Purdy's down here taking pictures of the cotton. She loves to take pictures of just about anything of nature, and you know, cotton's one of those things we kind of take for granted here in Alabama. It's something that we see every year, but anytime somebody comes from out of state, they always comment on the cotton here as to how beautiful it is, but to us it's just something we live with. So you can kind of get an idea, like versus my hand, how big this cotton actually gets, the ball of cotton on the plant. And I guess the plant's probably about, what do you think, Purdy, about 3 foot tall, something like that? So I've always wondered what it was like to actually pick cotton, so I did figure it out. You just grab a hold to it and you pull, and it kind of comes off of there. But it does leave, there's kind of like some splinters inside of here, and I'd always heard people talk about how it would cut their fingers and cut their hands, and you can see that's kind of like a thorn right there on the side of that. So yeah, it gives you an idea that picking cotton was definitely not something you wanted to grow up doing. I worked with an older gentleman at a carpet store, and he was telling me he's probably right at about 70 years old. And when he was a young man, spring break was not actually a break. It was actually a time that people would get out of school for harvest or planting season. So they would actually plant the cotton during that time when they would get out of school in the spring. And then they would also have to get out at harvest time later on in the year after summer. So kind of strange to think about it from our standpoint now that we take it for granted. When we get out, our kids get out for break, it actually means they take a break. But back then that actually meant that you were going to have to work on the farm. Boy, I tell you what, that is the prettiest cotton picking woman I've ever seen in my life. Cotton comes out of what they call a hull. It's kind of like if you think about a pecan, how a pecan opens up. That's the same thing with this cotton. As it grows, it will actually open up and the cotton comes out of it. A lot of people here in the South will take these cottonseed hulls and put them in their garden, and it helps to fertilize the garden. So this is where all of the cotton farmers bring their cotton to. It's what they refer to as the cotton gin, and they weigh it up here and bale it and ship it off. So a lot of things are done here with it. What's kind of interesting is our highways will just be covered with white cotton along the side of the highway, so it almost looks like it's been snowing here. Woodsy the Owl says, give a hoot, don't pollute. And if you're driving an older vehicle or just about any vehicle, it's going to be polluting. So what I'm going to show you today is a trick that I do about 2 times a year, and that helps me improve my gas mileage of my vehicle. It makes it run a whole lot smoother, and it does get rid of some of the pollution issues. So what I'm going to do is use some sea foam, and I've got a hose that I put together. I've got a hose with a little bit of a fitting in there, and I'm using this as a funnel, and it'll all make sense here in a minute. But anyway, let me get to the next step. Okay, so again, I've got the sea foam, and I've got this hose that I've put together. And
is that my turkey baster? Did you use my turkey baster?
It was,
David.
It was your turkey baster. You want the vehicle running good, don't you?
I guess you don't want turkey this year.
I I'd rather smoke the turkey anyway. All right, so looking right here, on just about any vehicle you have, this is the brake system. And this hose that goes to the brake system, you can see how big it is compared to my finger. I'm going to take my hose and I'm going to stick the hose with the turkey baster on it. And I'm going to go into the vehicle. Okay, so you can see that I have the turkey baster that used to be Purdy's, and this rubber hose here. I've got it inside the vehicle so that I can actually pour it in here and keep the engine running at the same time. Generally, it'd be nice to have two people doing this, but I am setting this up, showing you how I do it by myself while Purdy runs the camera. So anyway, I'm going to get the motor running. Hear the sound. So now what I do is I pour it in. And I keep the engine idled up just a little bit. Here in a few minutes it'll start smoking real bad. But that's kind of your way of knowing you're doing something good. You're getting all that junk out of there. And a lot of science is happening at the same time that I can't explain to you. But there will be a lot of comments down below telling you exactly what's happening. And I agree with them. We'll show the smoke back there, Purdy.
Ooh. I wondered where it was going to come from.
Yep, it's going right to you, isn't it? So I'm just going to pour a little bit at a time in here and try to run this through. And this vehicle was really running rough these days. It's probably time for us to put a new set of plugs and wires in it. But definitely the fuel injectors were clogging. This bad fuel that they sell us these days, that's what a lot of the problem is. There's too much of this ethanol, which is actually corn oil. Cars were not designed to run on corn oil. They're designed to run on gas. I can already feel the difference in the acceleration. Okay, so you don't have to use your wife's turkey baster, but for me it worked out pretty good because of the size of this hose and how it slid in there just perfect.
Could you use a funnel?
You could use a funnel if you had one that had the correct size, but in our case we didn't have a funnel that fit just right, but we did have a turkey baster. So you just remove the little ball and there you go. So anyway, the van that I pull the RV with, that y'all may have seen in other videos, it has 282,000 miles on it. When I got the van, it run very rough, and that's why I was able to buy it so cheap. I got that van for $1,700. I done this $10 trick, made the van run so much smoother. So you just want to pour this in just a little bit at a time. You don't want to get too fast with it. Let the motor kind of pull it in as opposed to you forcing it in. And you may want to read about it a little bit. There's going to be people tell you do not do this. Hey, if you want to listen to them, that's fine, or you can listen to me, whatever. But hey, if it tears up your car, I apologize. It's something just to think about. Just food for thought. It works for me. It's worked for a lot of other people. It does clean my injectors out, does make my vehicle run better, and my gas mileage improve. Works for me, hopefully it'll work for you. So that's it for this part. Well, we hope you enjoyed the journey that we went on today. It wasn't a whole lot, but we know that not everybody gets to see cotton in its rare form as it's growing. So hey, thank God for cotton, because if it wasn't for cotton, I'd be standing here shirtless right now, and I know y'all wouldn't want to see that. So anyway, this week I'm going to be going to Northeast Georgia. Going to be selling over there for about 5 days, and Purdy's going to stay with family while I'm gone. So anyway, I'm going to take y'all on the trip with me. So y'all look forward to seeing some of that stuff, I hope, and I'll share all of what I can with you. So anyway, thanks for watching today. We don't ask for any Patreon, just give us a little thumbs up. We thanks to you for watching and subscribing, all that great stuff. See y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.